Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've been mid-sentence and suddenly, poof, you can't remember what you were about to say? If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You're not alone. After 70, little lapses like these start to feel more common. And while they can be frustrating, they're also completely normal. But here's the good news. Your brain is a lot like your muscles. With the right habits, it can stay strong, flexible, and sharp well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Today, we're going to talk about 5 simple secrets, not complicated routines or miracle cures, but real, down-to-earth things you can start doing right now to protect and even improve your brain power. And let me just say this, it's never too late. Let's dive into the first secret. Secret number 1. Move your body, move your mind. You might not think your legs and your brain have much to do with each other, but science says otherwise. In fact, one of the best things you can do to stay mentally sharp is to move your body every single day. Now, I'm not saying you need to go run a marathon, but regular movement, especially walking, dancing, stretching, even gentle yoga, has been proven to increase blood flow to the brain. And more blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients, which your brain needs to function at its best. Here's why this matters. As we age, blood flow to the brain tends to slow down. That can lead to foggy thinking, memory slips, and even a higher risk of dementia. But physical activity acts like a natural fuel pump. It keeps your circulation going strong. Even better? Movement releases chemicals in the brain that make you feel happier and calmer. So it's not just good for your memory, it's great for your mood too. What kind of movement works best? Brisk walks. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes a day, even if it's broken into shorter walks. Chair exercises. Perfect if you have joint pain or limited mobility. Dancing. Put on your favorite music and just move. You'll boost your memory and your joy at the same time. Tai Chi or yoga. These gentle movements combine balance, strength, and deep focus, all of which help train your brain. The trick is to pick something you enjoy. Because when it feels good, you'll keep doing it, and that consistency is where the magic happens. So, the next time you're wondering how to keep your brain sharp, remember, don't just sit and think. Get up and move. Secret number 2. Feed your brain what it really craves. You've heard the phrase, you are what you eat. Well, your brain is especially picky. After 70, your brain needs a special kind of fuel, foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, and key nutrients to keep those neurons firing smoothly. So, what should you be eating to stay mentally sharp? Let's talk about some brain-boosting favorites. Blueberries. These little berries are full of antioxidants that fight brain aging. They protect your memory and may even delay cognitive decline. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, and mackerel are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which your brain uses to build nerve cells. They also help fight inflammation. Leafy greens, think spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. These are packed with vitamin K, lutein, and folate, nutrients that support clear thinking. Nuts and seeds, walnuts especially, are known as brain nuts for a reason. They're full of vitamin E, which protects your brain from aging. Dark chocolate, yes, really. A little bit of dark chocolate can improve focus, mood, and memory. Just keep it to a small square or 2. Here's a simple trick. When you make a plate, ask yourself, is there color? Dull, beige meals, like too much bread, pasta, or fried food, can weigh you down. But a colorful plate usually means more nutrients, more antioxidants, and more brain fuel. Don't forget to drink water too. Dehydration, even mild, can cause confusion, fatigue, and memory issues. One more thing, be mindful of added sugars and processed foods. These can cause inflammation and mess with your memory. If you're reaching for something sweet, try fruit or even a bit of honey instead. So when in doubt, feed your brain the way you'd feed a growing child, with care, color, and lots of love. We've covered 2 powerful habits already, moving your body and feeding your brain. They might seem simple, but they are deeply effective. And here's the best part. Neither of these requires special equipment, expensive pills, or complicated routines. They just need consistency and a little intention. In the next part, we'll talk about another big secret that people often overlook, and it's something you can start doing today, even from the comfort of your favorite chair. We've already talked about 2 essential steps to staying sharp after 70, moving your body and feeding your brain with the right foods. These alone can do wonders, but if you're truly looking to keep your mind lively and strong, we need to talk about another area that often gets overlooked: mental exercise. See, your brain is like a garden. If you stop tending to it, the weeds start to grow: confusion, forgetfulness, slow thinking. But if you water it, feed it, and give it sunlight in the form of stimulation and challenge, it continues to bloom. So let's dig into the next 2 secrets: simple, enjoyable ways to train your brain that don't feel like homework. Secret number 3: learn something new every day, even if it's tiny. You might think that learning is just for young people. But the truth is, your brain was built to grow, no matter how old you are. In fact, one of the most powerful ways to stay mentally sharp is to stretch your mind with something new. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "I'm too old to learn," let me stop you right there. I'm not talking about going back to school or taking an exam. I'm talking about tiny acts of curiosity. Here's what that could look like. Read 1 article a day on a topic you've never explored before. Maybe it's space, cooking, birds, or how jazz music started. Watch a documentary on something completely out of your wheelhouse. Pick up a new hobby: gardening, painting, crossword puzzles, or even learning to play a musical instrument. Yes, even at 75. Learn a few words in a new language just for fun. Even something as simple as learning to say "thank you" in 10 different languages fires up your neurons. Here's why this matters. Every time you learn something unfamiliar, you're creating new pathways in the brain. And the more of these connections you make, the better your memory, focus, and clarity become. Plus, the feeling of learning something new gives you a sense of accomplishment, and that boosts your mood, which also supports brain health. Don't underestimate the power of curiosity. 1 new idea a day can keep your brain fresh for years to come. Secret number 4: stay social, because loneliness is toxic for the brain. Let's be real, loneliness is no small thing. As people age, it gets easier to spend more time alone. Maybe friends have moved away or passed on. Maybe you're not as mobile as you used to be. Or maybe you just enjoy your peace and quiet. There's nothing wrong with that. But here's what research shows: social connection is absolutely essential for keeping your mind sharp. When you talk to someone, really talk, you're not just passing time. You're exercising memory, language skills, emotional intelligence, and problem-solving all at once. Think about it. A simple conversation forces your brain to remember details, like what someone told you last week. Organize your thoughts before speaking. Listen and respond in real time. Interpret emotion, body language, and tone. That's a full-on mental workout. Even better? Social connection reduces stress. And when stress goes down, your brain functions better. Chronic stress, on the other hand, shrinks parts of the brain linked to memory and decision-making. So how can you stay socially active after 70? Here are a few friendly suggestions. Call a friend every week. Even just 15 minutes of chatting can brighten your day and sharpen your mind. Join a club or group. Book clubs, walking groups, church activities, or senior centers offer fantastic ways to stay connected. Use technology to stay in touch. Zoom, FaceTime, or even WhatsApp can help you feel close to loved ones, no matter the distance. Talk to your neighbors. You don't have to be best friends, but even a quick hello can spark connection. Volunteer. Sharing your time with others gives you purpose and keeps your brain engaged. Now, if you're someone who feels naturally shy or introverted, that's okay. Socializing doesn't mean being the life of the party. It simply means staying connected in a way that feels comfortable and meaningful for you. And don't forget, laughter is one of the best brain exercises there is. When you're around people who make you laugh, your brain gets a beautiful boost. Let's pause for a second. You might be thinking, all of this sounds good, but do these little changes really work? They do. In fact, it's often the small, consistent habits, not dramatic overhauls, that protect your brain the most. You don't have to become a new person. You just have to stay curious, stay moving, stay connected, and stay nourished. And we're not done yet. There's still one more powerful secret we haven't talked about. One that might surprise you, and one that has less to do with what you do and more to do with how you feel. So far, we've talked about how movement, food, learning, and social connection can help your brain stay young and alive after 70. These are powerful habits, and when done with intention, they can transform the way you feel, think, and even relate to the world around you. But there's one last secret I want to share with you today. This one is a little different. It's not about what you eat or how much you walk. It's about your inner life. And it might just be the most important piece of all. Secret number 5. Stay emotionally engaged and spiritually grounded. Let's face it, aging isn't always easy. You've probably lost people you love. You may have faced health issues, loneliness, or changes in how others treat you. These things can weigh heavy on the mind and spirit. And if we're not careful, they can also weigh down the brain. But here's the truth: your emotions and your mindset directly affect your memory, focus, and clarity. That's why this last secret is all about staying mentally active by staying emotionally alive. So what does that really mean? It means you still find joy in something every day, even if it's small. It means you laugh at silly things, cry when you need to, and let yourself feel the full range of being human. It means you keep caring about people, about purpose, about beauty, about love. You see, when people stop caring or stop feeling, the brain slowly starts to quiet down. Not in a peaceful way, but in a fading way. Like a fire that's not being fed anymore. But when you stay emotionally connected to yourself, to your memories, to the people and values that matter to you, your brain stays lit up. That spark is real. And it matters. Here are a few ways to nurture this part of your brain health. Practice gratitude daily. Even just saying 3 things you're grateful for each morning can rewire your brain toward positivity. Reflect on your life with kindness. You've been through a lot. That's not something to regret, it's something to honor. Let your memories give you strength, not sorrow. Do something meaningful. This could be writing letters, mentoring younger people, creating art, or praying. Whatever makes you feel connected to something bigger than yourself, lean into it. Forgive more. Holding on to resentment, anger, or guilt can take up more space in the brain than you'd think. Letting go is not weakness. It's freedom. Talk to someone. Whether it's a friend, a counselor, or a spiritual guide, don't carry emotional pain alone. The brain heals when we're seen and heard. And yes, don't forget the power of faith or spirituality, if that's part of your life. Whether it's going to church, meditating, reading scriptures, or simply spending time in nature and feeling a sense of peace, your spirit feeds your mind. When your heart feels full, your brain can focus, remember, and process more clearly. Let me share something I heard from an 86-year-old woman who still wakes up every day with sharp wit and a sparkle in her eye. She said, "I talk to my brain like a friend. I thank it every day for helping me remember who I am, and I promise to treat it with care." Isn't that beautiful? Your brain has walked through every moment of your life with you. It deserves kindness, support, and maybe even a little love. Bringing it all together. Let's take a moment to gently bring everything we've talked about together, not as a checklist, but as a way of living. You move your body, because that sends fresh life to your brain. You nourish yourself with good, wholesome foods that protect your mind from aging. You learn something new because curiosity keeps your brain young. You connect with others, because we're not meant to think or feel in isolation. And finally, you stay emotionally and spiritually connected to what matters, because peace, purpose, and joy keep the mind truly alive. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to follow a rigid routine. Just pick 1 or 2 things from these secrets and gently weave them into your days. Over time, they'll become second nature, and your brain will thank you for it. The final word of encouragement. If you've made it to this point, let me just say, you're already doing something incredible. You're showing up for yourself. You're choosing to stay sharp, stay engaged, and live fully, no matter your age. And that choice? That's powerful. Remember, aging doesn't mean losing your mind. It means getting the chance to care for it differently. To be more intentional. To find joy in new ways. To become the wisest, most grounded version of yourself. So here's to you and your beautiful, brilliant brain. Take a deep breath, smile, and give yourself credit. You're not just getting older. You're growing. So, And that's something truly worth celebrating. If you found this helpful, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us, what's one thing you do to keep your mind sharp? We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more uplifting and practical advice for living well at every stage of life. Until next time, here's to living with purpose, clarity, and joy. At any age.